Hello my people, welcome to this episode where I want to show you how we can implement the two-way ANOVA in R. Remember, the two-way ANOVA is just a statistical test used to determine whether two independent variables or factors have an effect on a single dependent variable and whether there is an interaction effect between the two factors. So in this scenario is where you are trying to see if you are trying to model the effect of two categorical variables on a single numeric variable. That is now the concept of two-way ANOVA. So for example, we are going to use a stroke data set, and it contains columns like age, gender, work type. We can try to model the effect of gender and work type on age and also try to check the interaction effect and also the main effect. Now I'm going to use the stroke data set for illustration. As you can see, I've written some small scripts here. The first step is to load the packages, that is the tidyverse and also the janitor, like that. The second step is to load the dataset. Yeah, you load the dataset. Then we inspect the dataset to view its structure. When you look at the dataset containing this particular number of rows and also 12 columns, among the columns we have gender, hypertension, marital status, work type, residence type, BMI, smoking status, and so on. The next step, we ensure that all these character variables, they are converted back to factors. And that is the reason we are going to use to mutate underscore if where there is a character variable to be converted to factor. So I run like this one. Then now the next step that I want to implement is now the two-way ANOVA. Two-way ANOVA. I can just call it model. Model is equals to AOV, that is the analysis of variance. AOV, then you mention the dependent variable, then you tilde with the categorical variables, that is the factors. Now because there are two, we use the multiplication sign to combine the two, that is gender and work type. Then after that, you will define the data. The name of the data, I called it just data, like that. Then we do the summary of the model. Yeah. So like I said, in a two-way ANOVA, we usually look at the main effects, that is the effect of each independent variable and also the effect of the interaction of the two factors. So the first thing is to start with the main effects, where we look at the significance of the main effects. We start with gender. When you look at gender, when you look at the p-value of gender is less than 0.05, meaning gender has an effect on age. When you also look at work type, you notice that the p-value is less than 0.05, meaning also work type has an effect. Work type also has an effect on age. But when you look at a column, when you look at the interaction effects, that is the interaction effect of gender and work type on age, you notice that the p-value is not, you notice that the work type, the interaction is not statistically significant because the p-value is greater than 0.05. This means the effect of work type on age does not significantly vary by gender. And also, in other words, the relationship between work type and age is consistent across the genders. That is what it means. So from the main effects, we can conclude that both gender and work type influence age. But now for the interaction, we can say that no significant interaction effect between gender and work type. So in this particular case, you can trust the main effects to interpret the influence of age. But you don't need the interaction unless you are doing the visualization purposes, because we have clearly defined that the interaction is not statistically significant. So that is how we usually implement the two-way ANOVA in R. In case you want to understand the full concept of statistical analysis, you can reach us through the support at dataquestsolutions.co.ke so that we can guide you through the whole process from the beginner level to the advanced level. Thank you.